Hey everybody, it's Andre. It is Tuesday, December 2nd, and it's been a little while since I have touched base with you all. I have to say that's about equal parts intentional and unintentional. On the unintentional side, it is the holiday season, so emotions and obligations are running very high for many of us, myself included. Other things took priority the past few weeks. But unintentionally, I did want to check in with you guys. I'm sorry it didn't happen earlier, and I hope that you all had a tolerable Thanksgiving. Maybe that's a little pessimistic of me. I'm sure many of you had absolutely lovely holidays. And really, Thanksgiving is just the foreplay for Christmas if you're someone who celebrates those holidays. So I hope that you gained enough tools in your arsenal if you're someone who dreads the holidays and dreads seeing your family. Gained enough tools in your arsenal at Thanksgiving dinner to whip them out when necessary at Christmas dinner. So there are lots of things that I want to touch on today. First of all, I know a lot of people have been speaking out very openly about the ruling with Ferguson. I have been taking more of a reflective stance on that, especially as a white cisgender woman. I don't feel that as someone who's part of the majority, I have the right to air my opinions about Ferguson. I trust that those close to me know what those are. And I've been deeply, deeply saddened, along with so many millions of other people all over the world, to hear about the ruling and the aftermath of the ruling. Living outside of Oakland, California, where some of the rioting has been the worst over the past week, has been a profoundly unique experience. I haven't ever been in that close proximity to anything quite like it. And I just really hope that it will become a very poignant moment in our history, regardless of how it plays out, and that it's something that is talked about and taught in curricula, for years to come. So anyway, let's see what's not Ferguson related that I want to talk to you guys about a lot, thankfully. So I had a very polyamorous Thanksgiving this year. I actually really don't like the holidays. I'm a little bit of a Grinch. My primary partner has the exact opposite opinion of me. They absolutely adore the holiday season, so much so that they insist on putting our Christmas tree up every year before Thanksgiving even happens. That is the kind of person they are. It's like a Griswold family Christmas up in here. But, I don't burn the tree down. I think I'm a really tolerant partner. And I tolerate the tree and the lights and the Christmas music. But really the reason that I don't like Christmas, it's not because it's cheesy or corny or I don't like family or any of that stuff. It's because I really don't like to practice hierarchical poly in my relationship structures. Now, I have had a primary partner. I just said I had a primary partner. And that's something that I'm currently working through. I'm working through my more recently developed feelings about placing priority on the relationships in my life, since there are multiple relationships and since they are all very, well-developed and multidimensional relationships that I keep consistently running in my life. The holidays, I feel like, is one of the only times of year where you're forced to prioritize people in a very public way. There really isn't any getting around the fact that you're going to have Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner with one person's family, but not another person's family, for example. And I know a lot of people who work really well within hierarchical poly structures where they have a primary partner, they have a secondary partner, they have like tertiary partners that are underneath of that. And that's awesome for them, but it makes me feel like crap. I just want to have one big, like, cuddle puddle holiday pile partner orgy-tastic celebration every year. And I won't get my wish for Christmas. I will be going home with one of my partners for the holidays back to the East Coast. But I did kind of get my wish on Thanksgiving, which was really lovely. It also meant that I had 3 different Thanksgiving dinners, not counting all the times I ate leftovers in between and after those dinners. So I had 2 Thanksgiving dinners with 2 different partners' families on Thursday, and then 1 on Friday night, a little belated Thanksgiving dinner. And they were all really, really wonderful. One of my partners finally came out in adulthood to their parents as trans, which is incredibly powerful and went a lot better than we expected, so go them. So that was my Thanksgiving. I hope you guys had an equally enjoyable one. What else? Let's start with today. I will tell you guys a secret. I am really nervous right now. Because I'm about to go tell a story at an event called Body Storytelling, which is a San Francisco-based event, but I believe there are now like pockets of it elsewhere around the country. But it's a bunch of really awesome people who've had some really amazing experiences sharing those sexy experiences on stage in front of a big audience, and it's hilarious and high energy and lots of fun. There's some like live music sometimes, and it's run by a woman named Dixie De La Tour. And I have not done body for a while. I considered doing it about a year ago when I moved here, and for a few different reasons I decided not to. But a friend of mine named Allison Moon is an amazing author, and she is having a book opening party for her new book, Bad Dyke, which is a it's a bunch of memoirs of, I actually haven't read it yet, I'm a bad friend, but it's about her sexual experiences as a dyke. From what I understand, it is highly entertaining. And there's a special edition of Body Storytelling happening tonight at her book opening party at Awaken Cafe in Oakland. By the time you guys see this, it will have already happened, so I'm sorry, I kind of like dropped the ball on the promotion bit. But I am telling a story because Allison asked me to, and because I really love her, and I love her work, and I think she's rad, and I am fucking nervous. I have not been this nervous in so long. I would rather have so much sex on camera than at this moment in my life get in front of a bunch of people and tell a true sex story from my personal life. But I'm going to do it in like 2 hours. So I'm sorry that you're missing it. But that's a thing that's happening right now. Also, I just got off the phone with a really lovely freelance journalist from Cosmopolitan magazine, because they are beginning to do a series of columns showcasing sex workers' lives in the United States. I'm assuming female sex workers' lives. I'm not quite sure if they're including trans-identified folks in their demographic, but I really hope they are. And I was asked to interview for Cosmo. So that will be for an article that will be coming out in the magazine and on the website probably in January, and I will let you guys know when you can read that. They were really great, asked a lot of really awesome questions. The journalist was super respectful, very inquisitive, very positive, so I'm optimistic about the article. I'm also, tomorrow night, I'm go-go dancing at a new event. Not new in general, it's new to me. It's called Pussy Party. It's in the Castro, of course, and it's at a bar called Beaux. It's B-E-A-U-X. Apparently it happens every Wednesday night. I have not been there yet, so I'm really excited to like add a new event series to my calendar, to my repertoire, so to speak. So hopefully this will go up tomorrow morning. So if you guys are free in San Francisco on a Wednesday night, you should come check it out, and I will be there. Let's see. I'm reading from my notes, if you can't tell. This is type A brain at work once again. Oh, recently, I have been going through a bit of a sitcom-esque experience, as a sex worker trying to receive mental health services. I decided about 3 months ago that I could probably benefit at this point in my life from speaking to a counselor a few times a month and just airing my woes and seeing if I can set some personal bests for myself and challenge myself. And also I found that I'm like the only queer that I know who has never been in therapy / is not currently in therapy. So I figured like I'd pop my cherry because there aren't a whole lot of them left, to be honest. So I started looking for therapists, which is hard. It's not so hard in the Bay Area. We're very lucky here. We have a wide array of services available at sliding scale costs. Services that are more often than not inclusive of different sexual orientations and gender identities and careers like sex workers, relationship structures like people who are polyamorous. So yeah, I'm kind of a special case, but not that special in this area. So I had to find a counselor that was accepting of all of those things, who had worked with people like me before. And I managed to get a few good names from people after doing some research and getting some referrals. The first counselor, I shit you not, during my first counseling session, recognized me from pornography. So that session ended and was not repeated. The second counselor that I then pursued after more research and more referrals found me on Facebook and saw that we had too many community member friends in common and that it wouldn't be professional to see me. And these were all community members that were like queer, sex workers, like kinky people. And then the third person that I then went to after more research and more referrals called me before our first appointment to let me know that they had seen me at the kink BDSM event that I had just taught at, which was Dark Odyssey Surrender in San Francisco a few weeks ago. They had seen me there producing or teaching or something and thought that our paths crossed too closely already and that we wouldn't have a good client-provider relationship. So yeah, for someone who has experienced very little discrimination so far because of my involvement with the sex work industry, this is actually kind of a funny little turn of events. And I'm just really grateful that I'm in a position where people are just feeding me referrals left and right. So the search continues. And thank you to all of my friends and even fans who have given me some resources. I really appreciate it. And I am actively pursuing them. It's just taking a lot of energy, you know. And yeah, I was funny. I just got asked by the Cosmo journalist today if I had, you know, received any discrimination for being a sex worker. And aside from like a friend in college who decided that like I had changed too much when I started stripping and he didn't want to be friends with me anymore, which really just means that I also started dating women at the same time, and he thought that he wouldn't have a chance to like whisk me off and marry me anymore, because not only was I a stripper, I was like a dykey stripper. He was angry. So aside from that, I've been very fortunate, and people have been pretty fucking great. But apparently it's not easy to find mental health services, so just FYI. If you are a sex worker and you're looking for mental health resources, I now have a whole book of them, and I will keep you guys posted. I'm going to end it here. It's been like around 13 minutes already. I don't want to like bore you to tears. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. I'm going to be pretty caught up in my muggle job, my security job that I have on the side when I'm not fucking around for money. Has a very big week ahead of us. We have a big training, so I'm going to go dive right into that. And yeah, that'll be after I tell a story about body storytelling for the first time. Okay, you guys are awesome. Thanks for being patient with me the past few weeks. Mwah. Love you.